First play and a first throw for Rodgers. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8.
Hurry up. We got to hurry up. We got to hurry up.
Down and 2.
We got to, I don't like that. We got to hurry up.
Throwing now is Rodgers. This pass out wide to Hall.
Got to hold on. We got to hurry up. We got to hurry up, fellas.
Here's Rodgers.
Got him.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
I can't believe that.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10.
You got to get credit.
They've got things rolling on this drive.
Inside. Flare.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Brees Hall.
Gotta make the tackle.
Get it down inside the 30
push you there. You gotta make the tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 5. To throw is Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there.
You hear that, Panthers? You hear it? You're going for it. Damn. Hurry up offense. In position. Best quarterback ever.
It's Rodgers. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this defense holds on the Knights' opening drive.
Looked like he tried it all there. Tried to use some physicality, right? Tried to use some footwork, some head fakes, but he was covered the entire way. Dogged in every step. That forced the incompletion. No separation at the end of the route.
Now a first carry for their fullback. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And there's the pickup you want on 1st down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5.
You done already? Early, huh?
A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard.
Hear that,
they get him down, but not
I hear that. I ain't bothering you, right?
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
These like that sometimes. I be feeling like that. I almost felt like that tonight. I was about to lay it down a little bit, but you know what? Nah.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game.
I knew I had to at least tie the series up with that dude, yo. Because he's been running for like 3-4 days.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders, and he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. We're scoreless after one. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and first down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 25. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Right back to Hubbard. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well done from a safety to come up there at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle, too.
Yeah, he actually played into his position, didn't he? He's a strong safety. That means being near the line of scrimmage, cleaning up the run game, almost an extra linebacker, and he relishes the opportunities to put a big hit on a runner.
He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders.
Ooh,
he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I tell you, he brings the wood when he comes flying up in run support. He may be a safety, but he hits like a linebacker.
So Young will head to the sideline, and on is Pinheiro for the Panther field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. On first down, Rodgers. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. Rodgers now to throw. That's complete right side to Lazard. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And again, it's Rodgers. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Throwing is Rodgers.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Troy
Hill picks it. And the Panthers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And this is going to be a Panthers first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
Final play of the half, Young. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
He still brings it in off the tip here on the deep shot.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
Not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a miss hit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
We'll try to ride by there tomorrow after we eat. It should be open already. Yeah. 3 to 11. So we gotta do everything kind of early. I'm trying to figure out what time we're gonna go eat. Pretty early. Probably at least by 9:30 or 10.
Now a give. It's Hubbard going left. Taken down at the 42.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Second down and 8.
On in there. Stinking ass in there. Yeah.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 68 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
What, platinum in the streets?
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Be there.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the counter, this is Hubbard. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. On a jet sweep, here comes Chark. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Flip mode, what it is right now. Flip mode, what it is right now. Flip mode, what it is right now.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Switch.
Here's Sanders. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Going for it with Sanders. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Another run here with Sanders. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 51 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
Right now.
Sanders will take this one in. Touchdown, Carolina. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run. Give it right back to him and let him cap things off.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
How lucky y'all feel? What time is it?
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
How lucky y'all feel right now? How lucky you feel right now?
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
How lucky you feel? How lucky you feel right now? All right, good. No, that's what's up. Y'all both gave the same answer, brother and sister. I like that.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Is that me?
Flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
He quitting silently. Let it drag out. That's good. I like that too. I'll write that down on the receipt paper as a cue. Quit. Those are like extra Super Bowl trophies for me. For the cue. Zach tool.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Fix my cheek real quick. What you mean you don't know how I'm stepping? What you mean you don't know what I'm repping? I'm feeling my hood like they call me the blessing. You jacking my side, you gotta come and check in. That's the way it get hectic. Don't make me slide up on you, no electric. Get hit them like it's Tetris. You felt the way and all you do is text it. Listen, I don't know why they mentioning beef. I don't think no one better than me. You can say what you want, but my steppers don't speak. If I tell them to go, then they stepping on 3 like for the chain. That's competitive. Me make it rain in your hood like I weather the streets. So my label we good. I'ma get to the breach. You only as tough as your weapon could be. I done Tommy and Dylan. I got off the block. Took the hate and put that on the watch. Had the ice on my neck 'cause little shorty on hot. There's some rappers that want me to flop. I don't care about no dissing 'cause none of them pop. And I'm shooting my stars off a pop. They be all on my DM like when you gon' drop. Look, it get boring just me at the top. It get boring just me at the top. I be shaking their hearts every time that I drop. Like when I walk in the spot, it says you won't be in this if you don't make it hot. Like new deal. AP I done signed up with Def Jam. Jay-Z got the in my left hand. Play me every time that I step them. Hate me like what? Play with the gang and you play with your life. Put a bet in your head, it don't matter the price. Foot on their neck, so I got me some ice. If I'm dissing you once, I ain't saying it twice. Said I got time today. I done stepped in the field. I got time to play. And my exes are the bare time to wait. Blocking, I said I need time away. Like what you mean you don't know how I'm stepping? What you mean you don't know what I'm repping? I'm feeling my hood like they call me the blessing. You jacking my side, you gotta come and check in. That's the way it get hectic. Don't make me slide up on you, no electric. Blocking, hit them like it's Tetris. You felt the way and all you do is text it. Listen.
Gotta find another opponent. Need to fix these plants tonight. I gotta bite. Hold on.
Insane in the membranes them days where we raved for 3 days and 4 nights and took them red eye flights straight off the plane and through the back of
the NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Here's the former Florida Gator Eddie Pinheiro to get us started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. This taken in right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now here's the former Panther, had some great years with him. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards on the gain, a great start for this offense. Well, there you go, this offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
This is 2nd and 8. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
Now a 2nd and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Open man is out here, complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, 49 yards. And the
49ers are on the board first here this afternoon.
Plus the 2. Right down.
Let's make no bones about it. On paper, they're the better team. They're at home. That's a strong opening drive.
And just think how many times we've seen this type of a matchup. Just what you said. Better team at home should steamroll them. And we've seen it go the other way. Sometimes, though, they buy into it and understand we are the better team. Let's go out and prove it right now.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes the score 7-0.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front, 3 tight ends.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Miles Sanders first carry of the game.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9.
57 to mark. 57.
Straight ahead with Hubbard.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Young.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There's pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Carolina punt team out there led by Johnny Hecker. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Young to throw it. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and they come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some. They'll get 23 yards there. And the Panthers are going to get a first down. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd and 7 from the 20. Right back to Hubbard. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they can snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. On the give, this is Hubbard. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. 3 plays, all resulting in 3-yard carries to bring up 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So Young will head to the sideline, and on is Pinheiro for the Panther field goal. This will be a 37-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
All right.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it?
We'll go do
When
the
you
dirt
score
in a little
once,
bit.
you feel like you can go back out there and get it
After
done
this
again.
game, we'll go do
No
the
matter
dirt.
what the defense throws
We got to
at
fix
them,
those plants.
They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Purdy to throw it on first down. for the football, and it's intercepted. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now a second down throw for Young. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Checks this down to Hubbard.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get into his running back.
Right?
But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Sit back. Sit behind here. Go ahead, you can take it. I don't need it.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Stops shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
With the whole fence mask.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. Second and 5. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And Raheem Blackshear now to return it. And he returns this to the 22. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time, The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
It wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up.
He's like that sometimes, but I can't control the line.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now a toss. Hubbard going left. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Come on.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Sometimes
3rd and 12.
I say the B's like that sometimes because I can't control.
Here is Young. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
I don't think there's any other way to put it, but that was just simply deflating because you know they came out ready to
Untimely
go.
Pass.
Everyone motivating each other, wanting to get out there and get going. And that turnover absolutely saps your momentum. Now you're just shouting encouragement to your defense, hoping they can pick you up and give you another chance.
Fellas.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Throwing on 2nd down, it's Purdy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they'll get this run to about the 20-yard line.
You hit the one. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, son. Keep doing it. You good. What? Which one?
There's Purdy on 1st and 10. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. Touchdown! George Kittle, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Niners will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Moody good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Champion job. At the right time, too. Took advantage of a mistake.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 1st and 10, Young. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara.
You don't got no
it's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and 5th quarter of play.
How you know that?
38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
You crazy, man. Hold on.
Young will set to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Yeah, he got that one. Come on.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz.
Silly.
He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Now Purdy. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers. Purdy looking to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Purdy. That's caught downfield by Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. It seemed like they were so focused elsewhere they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns him there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time the tight end gets them.
Pre-post game.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away.
Let's not take credit away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
I'm sure.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Young now from the 50. Lets it fly for Thielen. That is incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 33. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, 39 yards. And the Niners have opened up a 3-score lead as they pull away here in the 4th. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
I actually like that.
Purdy and the Niner offense, they'll stay on the field. They'll try to go for 2 here.
Awesome.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And the touchdown apparently not enough. They want more, an onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Young working out of the gun.
They'll air one out deep for Mingo.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Now Young.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
I like this. Put the highlight on that man.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That's the tight end Hurst with it.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. It's going to be a gain of 13 there as they convert by a good 3 yards on 4th down.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week.
Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Now the Niner offense is back on the field, and they're going to try for 2 here.
Purdy will throw for it.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. And they got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Yeah, we saw that one up here, CD. Offensive team, they touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. Just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
It's Young on 1st down. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They'll run with Hubbard.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, Young.
He's got Mingo.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Just like that. Just like that.
Young now. And he's got it. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And trouble there on the kickoff as that goes out of bounds. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. Spins by, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers get the win here at home as we say so long from Santa Clara.
You already scared me.
Sometimes they call me Lucifer. Talk about you do this and that. Ain't none of that they're new to us. Acting like that you pop off. No damn well that you grew to us. Been in my own lane. Carry you like that do the truck. Trend following. I'm surprised you just not catching up. It's my way or the highway, baby girl. I'm not a settler. Don't play with my kind. No matter my mind. I promise it get pitiful. The bitches, they love me. I promise I do the bare minimum. My people, they say that I'm underrated, but it's crazy. I'm steady, they killing them.
Noah, Savannah tell you about grandma? Did Savannah tell you about grandma? Yeah. You check on her? She sent her a text. That right there is a scenario where you send her a text and let her know that you do care and what's going on in case you didn't realize
EA
that.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up,
3
we've
days
got what
ago
should
now.
prove to be a good one, as it'll
3
be the
nights ago.
Carolina Panthers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
It disappoints me that you haven't reached out to. You should have as soon as you heard it. I said that kind of disappoints me that you didn't reach out to her. As soon as you heard it, like you should have had urgency and just reached out and said, "Hey, look, I know you might be resting or whatever, but I wanted to make sure Daddy just told me what happened, or you just found out from Savannah, whatever." But the fact that you haven't reached out to your grandmother, that bothers me. Being honest with you, son.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium.
You don't gotta tell me. Just do it.
And
You
that
gotta
one
do
will
it for
bounce
me.
out of the back of the end
Do
zone,
it,
so we
do it,
will
because you
start
should
here
have
at
at
the
least some type of
25.
relationship with your grandmother. And you should at least be worried about her. I would hope that you. It makes me think if I get in an accident tomorrow and you find out about it, I might not hear from you like for 3 days. It's your family. That's all I'm saying. Still your
On the
family.
ground is Jacobs to start the drive.
I don't
That's to
care
about the
how much
28.
you done
Second
seen
down
or
coming up.
whatever. It's still your
Give
family.
credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they
Be
gave up
on
no
that,
cutback angle.
Christmas,
You know he was trying to
she
dart
look out for
through.
y'all,
No place for
birthdays,
him to go. A
she
nice
look out
job
for the
there,
same
only
way.
giving up a 3-yard gain.
You don't deserve none.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the
That's how I
40.
feel.
That
I'll
one
tell
good
you
for
that.
13 and a Raider first
I
down.
have to. It's the smallest thing you could do.
Now it's O'Connell.
And like I tell you all the time, you don't gotta hear me bitch.
And that'll be knocked
If you don't
away.
hear me
It's
bitch,
incomplete.
do the right thing.
Certainly looked
Well,
like
you know
someone
damn
was
well you
very
should have been on that
confident in his
phone.
ability to
Checking
fit
on your
that one
game.
in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
O'Connell back to the air on second down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
13 yards, first down, Panthers.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one, but occasionally the defense just knows what you're going to do.
Every day
maybe they
too,
scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone
I said she
tipped
gets
it
up
off.
at 5
On that
every
play,
day.
It had no chance.
So you can text her anytime. It won't bother her. You can just send it, and then like she'll see it. She gets up like
The
every
Raiders
day.
call on a nickel set for
Time
3rd down.
when you're doing crossed over. About 5 o'clock, she's up every morning.
Out of the
She'll
gun,
probably have
here's the
something
give
waiting
to
on you
Hubbard.
when you wake up the next morning.
And good running there as he'll take
Letting
this
you
all
know
the way up
if
to
you want to just kick it
midfield.
out there, but you can do
The
it
Panthers
anytime.
have the first. It's a gain of 12.
That's a very nice game there.
I'm not gonna
Confidence-building
interrupt
run.
her.
Love the execution up front and the way he pressed
And
the
like
hole.
Savannah, you know,
Absolutely
like Savannah didn't
perfect.
know. She said she had
All
called.
runs on
I
this
had to let
drive
her
so
know
far.
what it had
It's
to.
1st and
She
10.
said, Grandma didn't call her back, but that's what was going on that
Sanders
time.
up the
She
middle.
called the other day.
And he's going to be
Like
brought
Savannah
down
didn't know
inside
she
the
had gotten
45 at the
hurt
43.
before.
A solid run on first
back
down, gain
is
of
her
7,
back.
leaves him with a 2nd and
Yeah,
3.
it's bothering
If these
her.
kinds of
She went
lanes
to
are
the
available,
hospital
you have to
already.
feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can
Huh?
tell early on he's got a little burst
Yeah,
in his
she was
step,
getting
and that's a
back
big
from
pickup
picking
right
up.
there on first down.
Like
2nd down, back to Sanders.
another family member,
There he goes, right
you know, from
side.
church and
And
stuff.
he's out of bounds.
And
Almost
he
gets to
even
the
got
10.
a bump on his head.
63 yards
But
rushing.
basically,
for
this
us.
white
He's
boy
got
that
the
stayed in the
afternoon off to a
neighborhood where they
great start.
stayed, like across the
Couple of
street or
nice
something,
carries back to back here,
down the
establishing the
street,
ground game a
like,
bit.
Yeah, these are
he had
bare bones
faulty
runs
brakes.
now. I mean, they're getting
So
substantial
grandma
yardage,
was
the kind of
turning
yards you're looking
into
for, right?
her
Let's
yard.
go ahead and use
She
a
was
cliche.
turning into
Stay
the
in
drive. You know, the
change, right?
driveway at the end where the
5 or more yards
mailbox
each time.
was.
That's what you're looking
She was
for
turning
setting a tone
in,
and getting
and
your
he couldn't
offensive
stop
line
his
going.
truck,
Sign
and
of
he
the
hit her
opening
from
drive.
behind
Another
and
run
pushed
for
her into
Sanders.
the ditch.
And they'll get him down after
But
a
fucked up
pickup
her
of
whole
8,
like
2nd
truck.
and 2.
So
No
the
score
front of her
after
truck was fucked
one
up.
on EA
The back of
Sports.
it is. Luckily, they didn't flip over or nothing like that. So
Panther football to start quarter number 2.
they're good.
As they've got
They
it with a
did go to
second
the
down
hospital
and
just
2
to
coming
make
up.
sure, because that's what you're really supposed to do. A lot of people say they're all right, then they might have internal injuries, bleeding internally, you know what I mean, and then die because they didn't, you know what I mean. But she was most blessed that she was good, was able to virtually walk away, went to the hospital,
Up the middle
got
they
her
go with
medication.
Sanders.
I think she got a rental car
And he'll
today.
be brought down right on the
She
edge
get
of
the
the goal
rental car
line
for
at
like
about the
45 days,
1
and
yard
they're
line.
going to determine whether or not
Give him 2 yards. That sets him up first and
SUV
goal.
is
But we always
totally
talk
not.
about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Right there in Carolina is where
Punching it
she's
in
at.
from a yard away. And the Panthers
Not
post
far
the
from
first points
Charlotte,
of the ball game as
where
they
my
take
brother
the lead
is,
here in this
actually.
second quarter. Pinero's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
It's tough to be the favorite squad of anybody. I wonder if Las Vegas is Ivan's favorite squad, or if he's just that good. Yeah, he could be anybody.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Whenever I upgrade for like 25, I'm gonna make Carolina my official squad. I'm gonna do like some dudes be doing. I'm not gonna play with
The
anyone
Las Vegas
else.
offense ready to start this next drive. They threw
But
an
I'm not gonna do
interception
that
the
until I
first
get
time they had the
25, so
football, wound
I'm
up
good.
leading to a touchdown the other way.
All my
How do you
fans,
approach drive
I'm
number
good.
2?
Going
my
back
fans
to your
listening,
game plan
watching
coming in,
to this live
everyone has
broadcast.
matchups that they like better than
I'm
others.
good to you.
Where they think they have an
I wanna keep
advantage,
showing people
dial up some of those plays. Try and go to
that
those
I'm capable
spots and get your offense
with
moving.
anybody. But
they'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal,
everyone knows,
get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3.
I'm going to just keep putting you in position. At some point, you got to help me out. Come on, 2-5. Come on, 2-5. Come on, 2-5. Louisville.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
They just flat out dared him to throw the football, didn't they? Did you see the defense?
It's like a goal line formation.
I mean, just stacked it right up and said, go ahead and throw it. You can have that one. But how about them accepting the challenge and saying, no, we'll go ahead and run it anyway.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
But you just knew that these rushers were eager to do that today. Put him on the ground. Their plan, introduce themselves individually to this rookie quarterback. They set a load a big way there with a loss of double-digit yards on that sack.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. He's going to air one out. Oh, a leap it. He will make the catch. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. First down throw, O'Connell. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
I want to change my
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's O'Connell. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Needed 13, they go 14 on 3rd down.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort.
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Let's get him. No more.
To throw here, O'Connell. Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down.
When I played in the yard as a kid, I used to imitate the spectacular catches that I would see on TV. I don't think I ever imitated one quite that well.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. What we just saw there, that was pretty special.
And this one is incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Throwing, O'Connell. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll go for it. O'Connell. That is caught.
He's got the first down and then some. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Devontae Adams, 49 yards. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Well, so it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally, you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also, it may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Motherfucking ladder on national TV. YouTube. The revolution is being televised. Can you stop it?
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Now 2nd and 5. Right back to Hubbard.
And he gets it down to the 32.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Young to throw it. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Great.
Brandon, we spent time with this team before the game, and there was never any indication that they did not like their kicker.
Well, it shows right now that they didn't like their kicker. Why didn't they just put it through the goalpost and take the lead?
That is going to be the question that has to be answered. I don't know about you, but I'm skipping my flight. I'm going to the post-game press conference to find out what they were thinking.
Instead of playing conservative, they go through the air and what a stunning turn of events. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. The final shot before break. Young, open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Well, my mission couldn't be.
And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. But gutsy call there. You exit the locker room with a lead. Try the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They were already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
And the Raiders have got him. Malcolm Kuntz showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here's Sanders. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Second down and 4. They'll go again with Sanders. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, Bryce and that Panthers offense, they're going to stay out there and go for 2. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a 1-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
The partner's a former defensive back. I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. Let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're touchdown Raiders. Devontae Adams. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders have retaken a third-quarter lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. For what it's worth.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Last 7 years, come on. I'm about to milk it now. You telling me, win the game. Win the game.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
On Matthew.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on third down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
On the draw, here's Sanders.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard.
And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the fourth and final quarter of play.
Second and 10.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. They'll run with Sanders. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Another run here with Sanders. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
It's a big play, third and goal.
They'll try and run. Here's Hubbard.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Chuba Hubbard
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away.
A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Now O'Connell. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. But remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They go with Jacobs. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On first down, they go with Jacobs again.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Here comes 2nd down at 5. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll take this one down to about the 40.
That was a really nice play, being able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's O'Connell. He hits Adams, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 12-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. 2nd and 6 coming up. O'Connell. Touchdown! Davante Adams from 8 yards out. And the Raiders answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Here's 1st and 10. Young. Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Young.
To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he's got this down to the 35.
Here's 1st down.
Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback.
Oh, no, he lost the football. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Here's 2nd down. Now Young.
And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. They'll try and run it in, and he will get in. The 2-point conversion is good, and we may be on our way to overtime.
Appreciate it.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And the fair catch taken. No time will come off the clock. And they will begin this critical drive at the 25-yard line.
Still praying about that.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Back to throw, O'Connell. Pass caught by Hooper.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And look at this. They're going to try an onside kick to begin overtime. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Well, they went with the ultimate element of surprise there, trying the onside kick to start OT, and it backfires.
Not just element of surprise. How about element of hubris? I mean, that is unbelievable because the odds of getting an onside kick are small to begin with. And to give up your opportunity to ever possess the football that way, if you don't get it, that is absolutely huge. Didn't work, but boy, what a gamble.
On the give, this is Hubbard. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that's not okay.
On the handoff, it's Hubbard. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Robert Spillane, the linebacker, there on the tackle.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 9. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end. Being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block. And you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Now the first throw in overtime for Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Panthers. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Now a first throw here in overtime. It's caught by Hooper. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And O'Connell now to throw. That's caught by Myers. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
Do I sense a sudden death?
2nd down and 6 now.
You already know. I'm kicking the field goal. Let's go.
Looking to throw. O'Connell. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL, because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out.
Here we go. Ooh, kicking out. That's right. I'm acknowledging it now.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Ooh. What did I do? Yeah, I don't know.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
What did you do? Touchdown Wednesday, by the way. Touchdown.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Yeah, get a chance to make it touchdown. Send the first goal.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And not a whole lot there, maybe 3 yards on 1st down.
Nobody time. Send it.
One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. Second and 7. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 128 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Right back to Hubbard. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34. Here's 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a give. It's Hubbard going left. Touchdown, Carolina. He goes 33 yards on the touchdown run. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Las Vegas.